The NFL Hall of Fame game takes place Thursday night. So I thought, what better time for me to hand out 5 NFL futures that you need to bet now? Lines, they've been moving all summer long. We know this. The value on some of these could be gone sooner rather than later. So let's do a special edition of the Power 5 here. No MLB today with such a small card. Nevertheless, each and every day, I keep my promise to you to hand out 5 free winners. Now, for a limited time, you can save over $800 on the cost of a 1-year all-access pass at WagerTalk.com. That'll give you my entire NFL season, not to mention every other pick I release in every other sport for a full year. Currently number 3 in net profit for 2025 at WagerTalk. That includes a 64, 45, and 1 all-sports run entering the final day of July. I'm up a whopping 58.4 units since May 24th. So seeing it well, head on over wt.buzz/BP to start winning today. All right. Here is how this special edition of the Power 5 is going to work. It's going to be a mixture of win totals and futures. Both win totals I've got for you today are actually alt win totals. So chasing some plus money. I'm also going to tell you which 2 playoff teams from last year will not be heading back to the postseason. Again, we can get plus money on both those to miss the playoffs in 2025. And lastly, how about a division long shot? Everyone loves those. A reminder, go ahead, smash that like button anytime you do agree with one of these following bets. Let's get it started with number 1, Chargers to miss the playoffs, plus 115 at DraftKings. I love the quarterback, Justin Herbert. I love the coach, Jim Harbaugh. Last year, that duo propelled the Chargers to an 11-6 regular season record. But it was a bad playoff loss to the Texans in the wild card round, wasn't it? Not a particularly eventful offseason in LA. Only 1 new starter added. There are going to be some things from last year, guys, that the Chargers are unlikely to repeat in 2025. 1, last year they gave up the fewest points in the league. 2, they had the second fewest turnovers. 3, they had the 3rd best field goal luck. Despite all those hidden edges they enjoyed, the Chargers were actually slightly outgained over the course of last season. Next, let's look at this year's schedule. Not only do the Chargers travel more miles than any other team, including 6 games in the Eastern time zone, but they open with 3 straight division opponents. That's an NFL first. And then they close with the toughest schedule in the league from week 14 on. 6 of their 8 home games are against teams that made the playoffs last season, and no team has a weaker home field edge than the Chargers. Also, have you heard of the plexiglass principle? Teams that improve their win total by 4 or more year over year, like the Chargers did last season, tend to regress the following season. Sure enough, the Chargers have gone under their season win total the last 4 times they've been off a 10-plus win season. Rather than bet them under 9.5, which DraftKings right now has at minus 105, let's simply bet them to miss the playoffs at plus money. In a similar vein here, number 2, Bucks to miss the playoffs. Tampa Bay, plus 140 at DraftKings. Do I feel comfortable betting Atlanta to win the NFC South? Not really. Do I feel comfortable betting Carolina to win the NFC South? Not really. Do I feel comfortable betting New Orleans to win the NFC South? Hell no. However, collectively, it's probably going to have to be either Atlanta or Carolina. I believe that triumvirate can prevent the Bucks from claiming a 5th straight division title. Now, full disclosure, I predicted this Bucks team would regress last year, and it did not happen. But Baker Mayfield, now on his 3rd coordinator in as many years. The previous 2, Dave Canales, Liam Cohen, they are now head coaches elsewhere. Can Baker really keep producing with the constant coordinator changes? We shall see. But my bigger concern in Tampa is a defense that allowed the 5th most passing yards in the league last season, and that was while facing 6 backup quarterbacks. Look, guys, every year there's a half dozen new playoff teams on average. Teams have to drop off. Playoff teams from the previous year have to drop off to make room for the newbies. I've identified the Bucks as one of those teams. Let's bet the Bucks to miss the playoffs. We can get it at plus money, like I said. All right. Now we're going to take a look at some alt win totals. Why do we want to look at alt totals? Well, my first answer is value. The way I want to bet these next 2 teams, the value at their current win total is kind of waning. However, I feel strong enough in my convictions to chase a little bit of plus money by going alt win total. Secondly, per the excellent NFL preview guide from Cleve Analytics, last season, we saw the highest percentage of teams finish 2 or more games higher or lower than their preseason win total. Get this, 75% of the league finished at least 2 games off their preseason win total. So there's money to be made betting these alt win totals. And with that being said, number 3, Seahawks under 6.5 wins. Let's chase that plus money, baby. You can get this plus 225 at DraftKings. Now you can get plus 140 at under 7.5 if you'd like as well. So plus 140 at under 7.5. I'm getting more aggressive. I want to go under 6.5 and get the plus 225. I have the Seahawks finishing dead last in the NFC West this season. I hate them bringing in Sam Darnold to be the quarterback, especially behind a suspect offensive line. We all saw Darnold turn into a pumpkin in those final 2 games for the Vikings last season when he was pressured by the Lions and then the Rams in the playoffs. The Seahawks, they may have been a 10-win team in 2024, but they were actually outgained on a per-game basis, just like the Chargers, who I mentioned earlier. And Seattle went 6-2 in one-score games last season. That's unlikely to be repeated. With Darnold at the helm, I can tell you this team is going to be worse, especially with 6 road games in the Eastern time zone. I look at this schedule. I can't find 6 games where Seattle's going to be the favorite, guys. Under 6.5 wins for me. All right. Next is a team that I feel will improve, and that is the Tennessee Titans. Yes, the Titans. There's really no value in betting them over 5.5, which is their standard win total. Although I do see FanDuel still hanging. They're only at minus 140, but forget about it. Let's get a little more aggressive here again and bet the Titans over 6.5 wins at plus 120. It all starts with number 1 overall draft pick, Cam Ward. He may not lead the kind of renaissance that Jaden Daniels did last year in Washington, but Ward, you're all going to agree with me here. He is a clear and obvious improvement from the heinous Will Levis, a turnover machine that cost the Titans numerous games in 2024. Levis finished dead last in EPA, success rate, and sack rate. Incredibly, 16% of Levis's snaps last year ended in a sack or a turnover. That is beyond reproach. I don't even know how to just tell you how hideous that is. And even more incredible with Tennessee last year, they actually outgained 10 of their 17 opponents and somehow still finished 3-14 straight up. Each of the last 3 seasons, the Titans have seen their win total decrease. Not in 2025. An obvious low-hanging fruit choice for improvement in a weak division. I'm going to warn you now, if you're looking to get on board this season, I'll probably be betting the Titans on a game-by-game basis quite a bit. I think they will get over 6.5 wins. So there you have it. Now, let's do our division long shot, shall we? Jacksonville to win the AFC South plus 290. Same price, DraftKings and FanDuel. You can get it either place. Yeah, kind of crazy to call for this kind of improvement from 2 teams in the same division. Not only am I saying the Titans can win 7 games, but also the Jags will experience similar improvement and win this division. Spoiler alert, I think the Colts are going to be really bad. Houston will be in the mix still, but not just Tennessee improving, Jacksonville improving as well. Both can happen. Not surprisingly, you look through the numbers. Jacksonville was an unlucky team last year, going 3-10 straight up in one-score games. A lot of those losses were to playoff teams. The Jags also forced the fewest number of turnovers in the league, only 9, and recovered just 2 fumbles. My goodness, that's almost impossible. You think over the course of a 17-game season, just by happenstance, a team would fall on more than 2 fumbles, but the Jags didn't. Those numbers are going up this year. But what I'm really banking on, okay, is new head coach Liam Cohen taking quarterback Trevor Lawrence to the next level. Cohen may have done a terrible Duval in his introductory press conference here, but he did do wonders for Baker Mayfield last season, and I think he can do the same for Lawrence who has one of the game's great young receivers to throw to in Brian Thomas Jr. Also, you've now got Travis Hunter on the roster. That's an intriguing piece, lining up on both sides of the ball. I think the Jags will be one of the league's real surprises this year. All right, recap time. Let's do it one more time for you. Number 1, Chargers to miss the playoffs. Number 2, Tampa Bay to miss the playoffs. Somebody else is going to win the NFC South this year, guys. Number 3, Seahawks under 6.5 wins. That's an alt total. We're chasing plus money. Same thing with the Titans, over 6.5 wins there. And then lastly, Jacksonville to win the AFC South, plus 290. Go ahead and comment down below with your thoughts on those bets. I know you got to have some thoughts on them. Also, let us know some of your wildest projections for the upcoming NFL season. I'm really interested to see what you guys think about not only what I'm betting, what are you betting as well? Let's keep it interactive. It'll be here before you know it, the NFL season. I'm very excited. It was only 7 months ago that we cashed a 5% on the Eagles' first half in the Super Bowl. Before you know it, we'll be cashing tickets again. So head on over to wt.buzz/BP. I will be back with a normal Major League Baseball edition of the Power 5 tomorrow, Friday. If you enjoyed this, though, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, click subscribe as well if you already haven't done that. Until next time, let's cash some tickets.